El Chacal from Cuba. Guillermo Rigondeaux. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. I am on the Instagram account of a great fighter, Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, I told you guys, Rigondeaux is highly skilled, southpaw. A lot of people don't want that work. We have a fight that I enjoyed last year. I will be the first to admit it was a Fight of the Year nominee. And that was Carl Frampton versus Leo Santa Cruz. They're about to scrap again, second time on Showtime. Mikey Garcia on the undercard, going after a title. Good card. But it does not change the fact that both of the guys in the main event avoided this man that you see on the screen. And that's Guillermo Rigondeaux. And there's a reason for it. He's highly trained, highly skilled. Shout out to Pedro Diaz. I'm glad Rigondeaux linked back up with him. But he's an animal. He's a beast. Like, I've seen him hurt, gets back up, calm as hell, and he gets back to scrapping, gets back to business. And he's had some guys looking like inhumane, like mutants from X-Men. And it's just, he's a skilled fighter, and people don't want it with him. And I'm getting sick of it in boxing where these high-risk, low-reward packages like Rigondeaux, Errol Spence Jr. keep getting avoided. And we have fans who actually try to not only justify it, but also condemn and tar and feather some of these fighters like Rigondeaux. Like, Rigondeaux beats Donaire, who hadn't lost in 11 years, who was a long reigning champion. And he does not become celebrated. In fact, he becomes public enemy number one to HBO, and they treat him worse. Like, how you get treated? Because Rigondeaux, if I'm not mistaken, he had other fights. He had fights on HBO, like undercard fights and stuff. Like, he fought against Roberto Marroquin, who had a good amateur career, right? Beat Broner and Gary Russell Jr., if I'm not mistaken. And they never really even bashed him. But it was when the cash cow Donaire, and I'm a huge fan of Donaire. He's from the Bay Area. I'm from the Bay Area. I even picked, the video's still up on the channel. I thought Rigondeaux's chin was suspect, and the size, speed, and power of Donaire would overwhelm Rigondeaux at this point. And I knew who Rigondeaux was. I had seen him, but I thought he had easily had the lesser of the two chins, and I thought it was going to come down to somebody landing a powerful shot, and I was wrong. The video's still up, the prediction. I picked Donaire. But me being a real boxing fan with no agenda, when I seen what Rigondeaux did in there, I'm not Bay Area biased, or I'm like, oh man, Donaire got robbed. It's because of a shoulder, or whatever Donaire said post-fight. I give it to you straight. I give it to you real, straight shooter. Rigondeaux won, and he looked sharp in doing it. And ever since then, it's been on and popping, and I've been a big Rigondeaux fan. Anytime someone can defeat a long reigning champion in that fashion, to me, what Rigondeaux did to Donaire, they say he's boring, but the Tyson Fury-Klitschko fight was boring to me. And when you compare the two, it was a similar setup. Klitschko hadn't lost in almost a decade. He was a long-standing champion with title defenses, considered the best in the division. And Tyson Fury beat him. Props to Tyson Fury, but it was an exciting fight. There weren't that many punches thrown. And ultimately, for me, it just wasn't an exciting performance. So I don't get this whole Rigondeaux is boring. Rigondeaux has a higher knockout percentage than Leo Santa Cruz, but he's the boring one. And I've never seen Leo Santa Cruz win, lose, or draw, or stoppage or anything, have his opponents with broken jaws and faces look like they have like a golf ball in their mouth and stuff like that. Rigondeaux's a sniper. But he returns February 25th, 2017 on the Miguel Cotto card, and Ego Weight Watcher style. The man is already dialed in. He has time. You see him working. He's training, and he's going at it. So shout out to his photographer, Elier Saunders of Boxeo Cubano. I guess that did his pictures. And the man's already in shape. He's already ready to go right now. I could tell by looking at him. Rigondeaux's not that big of a dude. That's why they're saying they would fight Lomachenko, but they would have to fight him at a catchweight. Lomachenko's going in the other direction. He moved up to 130. He's clearly bigger. He was big for featherweight. So I seen him moving up. I seen that was in his future. I would love to see that. Two southpaws, high-tech Lomachenko, the Matrix, whatever you want to call him. Good fighter. Very good fighter. Rigondeaux, good fighter. Let's see it. But it would have to happen at a catchweight because Rigondeaux is not going to. First of all, I don't even know if he makes 130. It's like, it's funny. The skilled fighters always, even if they don't have the frame to really do it, people always want to overextend it. You look at like Floyd Mayweather has been retired a year and a half, 2 years, and he's weighing in like on videos, and he's like 160 pounds. So he's eating however he wants, no training camp, and he's only at 160. I don't even think it was 161. It was like 160 and change, right? So clearly Floyd is not the biggest of welterweights or the biggest guys, because I guarantee you, like, if you get Keith Thurman on that scale, like when he's taking vacation and stuff, it's probably going to be a lot bigger. But they're saying, oh, Floyd need to move up. He's TBE. He got to move up and fight Golovkin. Then he got to fight Deontay Wilder if he beats Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? So guys like Rigondeaux, he has the frame to. He doesn't have the frame, a 130 frame. And when you start moving up too much in weight, it doesn't even matter if someone's not as good as you. They could be good. You could be a great fighter in the lower division, but if you're moving up, giving up unnecessary amounts of weight, then it's probably not going to be your night. You like look at Amir Khan. He was doing good versus Canelo, even though he moved up. But Canelo was allowed to make a lot more mistakes than Amir Khan. He can lose 4 or 5 rounds and still turn things around in 2 rounds, really with one punch. You know what I mean? One punch is really what ended the show. So I think if the Lomachenko fight does happen, it would have to happen at a catchweight. And it needs to happen soon, because Lomachenko might even go to 35 because he has the frame to do it, right? But I would love to see it. Rigondeaux's dialed in. Shout out to Chucky Flores from Guadalajara, Mexico. Same place as Canelo. Made a video about it. And he's the mandatory, and he's not ducking or dodging. So, I mean, I hope Rigondeaux keeps active with his new Rock Nation deal and gets these fights. He deserves it. He's a hell of a fighter, and like this is impressive to me that someone his age. And this is a fun fact, an ego fun fact. Rigondeaux, all the stuff he does in the ring and the sniper and accurate shooting and stuff like that. And this dude smokes cigarettes. I don't know how often. I'm not like in his team or nothing, but I've seen him smoking cigarettes on more than one occasion. Smokes cigarettes and still has the cardio to go 12 with Donaire. You know what I mean? A champion, and do what he does. Like, the dude's a freak of nature. Very smart. Ring IQ is up there. Obviously, that's what affords him the opportunity to get back up. And see, you can say whatever you want about his chin or he got knocked down, but I'm more concerned with the people that get knocked down and don't get back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Chavez Jr. fought from far. He got knocked down, and then he did a no mas and quit in that fight. Lucas Matisse got knocked down by Victor Postol, and he quit in that fight. Victor Ortiz, every fight he quits. You know what I mean? Basically, Luis Collazo knocked him down after a long layoff. No, I'm not getting up. Maidana, hey guys, you know, I'm a tree bro, and Maidana's just he's hitting my branches. I'm just a young guy. I don't deserve to be getting beat up like this. I never seen Rigondeaux do that. Conor McGregor, submission, taps out. And I'm not throwing shade. These are all facts. You can go to BoxRec, you can go to MMA websites, pull up all these people's professional records. So people have so much to say when it comes to Rigondeaux, right? Oh, he's suspect chin. Okay, but he's suspect getting up. And he's suspect finishing the fight and suspect stopping these people. You know what I'm saying? So what about Matisse? Victor Postol knocked him down and he did not get back up. He's like, no, my eye's hurting. I'm not going to continue this. The Iceman iced me. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to give credit to the right things. Rigondeaux's skilled, and nobody's been able to put him out of his misery or whatever. And the thing is, if Rigondeaux is that easy, then why doesn't one person step up? Same thing with Errol Spence Jr., who's also being avoided. Step up. Take the challenge. That's all you have to do. Oh, if Errol Spence Jr. is not the truth, prove that he's false and fight him. And then you beat his ass, get a quick paycheck, and then spend time with your family, and then keep it rolling. But we know in this day of look how Rigondeaux's looking at you. You know what I'm saying? And we know in this stage of boxing what it means. We know what time it is when people say, oh, he puts no asses in the seats. He doesn't make any money. Why should I fight him? No, those are all why. Because he's your contemporary. He's being revered as the best, and you're supposed to be the best. fight that person. You know what I mean? But it's sickening and despicable and irrepressible that we have fighters that are as good as Rigondeaux who can't stay active because people don't want to fight him. And if he does stay active, it has to be against a Jazza Dickens or a Chucky Flores or somebody who doesn't have that big of a name. Even though the Flores fight, I think, is a good fight and this is mandatory, but he still doesn't have a big name. He doesn't have a name as big as Leo Santa Cruz or Carl Frampton, Scott Quigg, and he can't get those fights, right? So somebody needs to step up with the big name to the Rigondeaux challenge, and that should be a hashtag instead of all this other stuff, the ice bucket challenge and, you know what I mean, mannequin challenge. The Rigondeaux challenge, that's the hashtag I want to see. Hashtag Rigondeaux, because people be doing the mannequin challenge when Rigondeaux comes around, when it's time to fight him. They be freezing and he doesn't make enough money. But then why'd you fight Kiko Martinez like for Leo Santa Cruz? Rigondeaux doesn't put ass in the seats, but Kiko Martinez does after Carl Frampton beat him twice and stopped him, and after Scott Quigg had stopped him. That fight makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So you have to put it in perspective, listen to what people are saying, and then you'll be able to connect the dots a lot better. But shout out to Rigondeaux. We'll be on the Cotto versus Kirkland undercard. It's good to have at least a quality fighter like Rigondeaux on that card. I don't think it should be pay-per-view, but it is HBO pay-per-view. So as long as at least they're putting names on the card. Let me know what you guys think of Rigondeaux. Definitely in shape, dialed in, ill, aka Ego Weight Watchers. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.